Yeah.
Thank you.
Are you guys starting? Yes. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Right there on the floor, that new extension cord, I got one plugged in, the gray cord. Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. This is the Hidden Spot 10 ball tournament. We're getting down to it now. We're at the final four. So at the table now we've got Rob Phillips versus Carlos Barbosa. Buddies, road partners, roomies. Going head to head. Will be a great match. I expect this match is going to be pretty neck and neck. They are single elimination, race to 9. In the table in the back there, we've got Stephen Halem versus Jerry Young. Same format, single elimination, race to 9. This is the final four. Carlos isn't happy. He wanted to be a little bit more straight on that 8 just so he could roll up for that 9, but he's going to have to make something work here now. Just like that, a little back and forth for the rail. Perfect. Carlos is on the board first. I did not play in this tournament, Todd. These guys play way over my head. I just run the tournament so that I can hang out with these guys all weekend. Great bunch of guys. Dry break for Carlos. Play safe. It's a nice hook. Thanks, Todd. I appreciate it. I love the guys. I love the game. It's always a good time spending the weekend with these guys, so. Good try by Carlos. He was trying to call the kick into the side there. All good. I know what you meant. Bit of a thin cut on this 3-ball. It is Stephen Halem versus Jerry Young on that back table. We just started up. I believe it's Stephen that got on the board first. Don't quote me on that. Stephen just missed a cut on the one to the corner, but got lucky with a good leave. Oh, sorry to hear that, Todd. Wish you a speedy recovery. This sounds uncomfortable. Stephen Halem and Jerry Young on that back table. It's a pretty nice break for Rob. A little bit of a back cut on this one, it looks like.
Somebody's messed around with it again. You'll have to take in your laptop if you want.
Okay. Maybe go 1 or 2 rails to come on that backside of that 3 for the same pocket. Oh, we missed it. I'll just go over the tournament format with you guys real quick if you haven't already heard. We started with a 50-player entry. It was $80 to enter. We played double knockout, racing to 7 and 6, all the way to 32 players. At 32 players, we did a redraw where the players got new tournament life. Continued with the double knockout, racing to 7 and 6, to the final 8. At 8, we are doing single knockout, racing to 9. So we've had 2 rounds already this morning. We had the B side, people going out in the 9 to 12 spot this morning, the B side. And then we played another round, and those people went out in 5 to 8 spot. Leaves us with this final 4. So the losers of these 2 matches here will cash out in 3rd and 4th spot for $440 each. Second place will get $750, and first place will get $1,100. Oh, bobbled that shot. Firm strokes on these tables are pretty tricky. We had these tables redone in June. New felt, new bumpers. The pockets have all been reshimmed. These tables are playing tighter than diamond tables these days. So if you don't hit it in the heart, it's questionable whether it's going to go in or not. We've seen a lot of balls getting spit out and rattling this weekend. This final 4, it's tough to call. All these players here are fantastic shots. I would imagine both these matches are going to be pretty neck and neck. I think Steven is probably the favorite to win, simply just the natural talent in that kid and how much experience he's got on the Chinese 8-foot tables, or the Chinese 8-ball tables, yeah. He's got experience with the tight pockets. Although he seems to have rattled a couple balls down there, so we'll see how that goes. Rattled that 7. I think we're going to see a lot of that. I just have to bring a laptop downstairs to one of our own that can't make it up the stairs here. So I'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys.
These will be about the same as a snooker. Maybe even a little touch less. Those snooker tables with the rounded corners on there. Pretty tight, depending on how big the snooker pocket openings are. Like this is really, really tight for a 9-ball table or a 9-foot table. I think Stephen was saying these play close to almost like the Chinese 8-ball tables, which do have those rounded snooker pockets. We did have a lot of the pro ladies playing here just after we redid these in June, and they were saying that they're the tightest tables they've played on. April Larson, Emily Getty, Brittany Bryant, they're all saying these are amazingly tight tables, hard, tough to play on. He didn't call that, so it's Carlos's option to maybe even put him back in, have him shoot this. So he's putting Rob back in. Doesn't like that the way it's sitting with the side pocket right there. This is championship cloth. When we get a little break here, I'll show you another picture of the two balls in the corner. I got that, I can pop it up. I'll give you an idea of how tight they are. And Carlos shows you there how they rattle in and out. Got run downstairs.
Yeah, the TV's are out again. I'll tell you that right now.
What is it?
3-1.
For Rob?
I'm assuming it's 3-1 because it was 2-1 before.
Oh, I didn't. Oh, they can see this. They moved him. They can see the score in there too.
Alright, what's his name?
I think that's Rob leading.
Is it Rob ahead?
I think, I don't know. I just put 3-1. I asked Carl. She wasn't sure. Find out after this game.
Carlos is Portuguese.
That'll be a good lead.
Oh, just overcut on that 6-ball.
It's got the edge of it, I think. Or it's kicking at it.
Oh no, that 8-ball looks pretty big. I think he's trying for the kick.
That's not so bad.
Good try, not a bad leave. It's 2-2 for Steven and Jerry in the back there.
Nice safety. Yeah. I don't know what Joanne did downstairs, but used to be able to put them on. Could put this on all the TVs. But they messed something up again down there. Got to figure it out another day.
It's not like Q Sports Live, eh? What? There's no Q Sports Live on Facebook. You better turn on.
That will take you down a little. That's crazy. Rob's looking at that combo. Carry him off the 6, keep the 10 in.
I can't. It doesn't come out.
Oh, he probably blocked it.
Like a champ.
You stay. Get away from me. I'm always looking for trouble.
Hi, Lenny. How are you?
Something for you out of my car.
Show me the candy first. I'm not going to your car until I see the candy.
You have to come. You have to come to the car to see the candy. And I'm right in front of the door today.
Well, you got lucky. You came after church.
Yeah.
Found one. Oh. I don't know what just came up.
Oh yeah, because we're three words. They put Q Sports one word. It's over in Europe, that one. I saw it before. Yeah, must be doing something right if everybody wants to copy us.
Were they first or were we first?
We were first.
2006. 2016. They'll have 859 people that like your page now. Maybe 8,000. I don't know. What do we got?
We got over 10,000 followers.
Yeah, 10,000 followers, but 8,500 likes. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe 8,000 likes.
So Rob and Carlos are just taking a quick break. Just zoomed in here on Jerry and Steven's match. Oh, that was quick. They're back. It's working.
It's working? Oh, fucking done.
Poor guy works himself to
I
the
was going
bone.
to say, you probably ever see him that much.
No, hardly ever. Oh, Jerry just missed a pretty easy shot back there.
Nice break by Carlos. Three balls. It's about the best break we've seen on here.
Well, Carlos and Rob were using the magic rack earlier, and they were saying they were having a really tough time on their breaks. But it looks like they've switched to an AccuRack, so I guess they like that one better. It seems to be working for them, so. Pounded that in right in the heart.
Steven just missed a shot beside.
Three rails right through the window.
3 rails to go for this.
Yeah, good shape. Came really close to that side pocket. Uh-oh. Come off a little harder. I don't know how straight Carlos is on that 8 ball. This might be a little tough to get back on that 9. We'll see what he does here. Maybe just skid over and leave yourself the cut. Yes, Joshua, it is 3-2 in that back table, but it is Jerry that's up on Steven. Lots of games left back there. Steven and Jerry are pretty tight. They play on the same team for a couple of the tournaments, the team tournaments. They know each other pretty well. Lots of respect for each other's games back there.
It froze on us down there.
Oh, okay.
So is it a way to fix that?
Yeah, I'll come down and fix it. Well, I'll see if I can. Oh, sure. Oh, good. Carlos got one. Hand me my plate there. Oh, thank you so much.
Old enough now for you?
Oh, thank you. Mom life. Cold food.
It's only 4.5 hours old now, 5 hours old.
That's what I do. That's how I roll.
What's that? Yeah.
Cannot waste it.
Nice shot.
Ooh. Just a little narrow.
I think you guys have put the scores like that all the time, like even when the tournament is
Yeah. It's a good idea.
Start doing what?
that might help me 6 months out. So frustrated with it.
Hold that what? I guess too. What was this one?
All the games are
What's doing?
granted though, like
She definitely got a gear because after you, she played Jerry. And she had Jerry help help. Yeah.
for her to try to come back. That's why I said, hopefully the strokes still keep coming back. And they're not doing well. For sure.
Aw.
Not bad for a box player.
What's that?
I said not bad for a box player. I can run to those last few takes.
Where's that food gonna go? Quesadilla?
Oh, did you? When did you have that?
Hour ago? I don't know. Hour and a half ago. 2 hours ago, somewhere around there. I haven't had one of these yet today. Speaking of.
Jerry got that last rack in the back there, so it's 4-3 for Jerry. Steven's going to go for a quick break. Rob did not want to be on that rail like that, but still works. Oh, was he talking about Vino? I thought he meant you.
Oh, maybe what is it? I think because I mentioned that it came up, and I assumed they talked about Vino. Because I'm like,
I know. Oh, yeah, Vino would make more sense because I was probably going through the list of like who went out in 9-12 spot.
oh, okay, yeah. No one knows last name.
Vinogradov.
Vino.
Vinogradov.
Stefan. We're downstairs, and all my favorite
Yes, Antonio. Carlos is Portuguese.
I could save you from scratching.
Rob's making quick work of these racks here, but he's going to have to figure out something to do with that 6. That's 6-9.
You can see I'm sinking the 4 and then playing safe on the 5 maybe.
Yeah, it's tough. One end of the table to the other. It's not like you can guarantee a bump.
Draw that cube over again. So put the 5 down here. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, so Carlos and Roberts are on the screen. Jerry and Steven. So we're about halfway through this round and then we'll start the final. What are you doing more than Okay, well, where are you supposed to go? Okay, takes me where we have to. Thanks for tuning back in. It is currently 4-3 for Jerry versus Steven. They just came back from a quick break.
Line up a 10 ball down there.
Yeah, Steven's lining up a 110 combo back there. And he makes it. Tie it back up 4-4. So there'll be a race to 5 now. Rob's on the hill. Carlos is rattling his pockets here, so makes it tough.
Joe.
That was a nice run by Rob. So Carlos goes out in the third, fourth spot. Yeah, so Rob's going to play the winners of that match back there. Yeah. Yeah, they're more neck and neck. More safeties down there, I think.
Play a guy all the time, you really shit the bed against him. Yeah, that's what typically happens.
Oh, I've been awful. I hate playing Rob. I hate it.
So next time, just make Rob put a bag over his
It's
head.
not even that. It's the mentality. I'm playing Rob. Like it just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I miss shots like I was not missing it. I know.
You were laser on
I was late. No, but I
earlier.
was lazy. And it was weird. It's weird.
I know.
I hate him so much.
I know. So this is the top four, Rick. We made it down from 12 early this morning at 11. Early for pool players, I'd say. But the final four is getting paid out $440 for third and fourth spot, $750 for second, and $1,100 for first.
He's coming in, so we don't wait. I'll see what he does. Oh yeah.
Hang on to it then. No worries. And if you're interested, it was $210 for 5 to 8 and $110 for 9 to 12. We paid out 12 spots. 50 entries at $80.
Search PJ's what? Read what?
You also use too much of that? I'm pretty sure he's already there. Oh, that post. It's like that everywhere.
And if you order it, some places, if you order it double, they just charge you for another drink. Yeah, it's like they charge you double.
So when you go to McDonald's and you supersize your fries, get pissed that you're getting a deal.
Is he watching the stream?
I don't know. No.
Oh, that's
You know what I mean? So when you go to McDonald's and you order 20 nuggets, make sure they charge you 2 10s instead of giving you a deal of 120.
Your laptop's down there for a scan.
Okay.
What do you
I'm coming.
say? I can dig around with it if you want, but
Do you know how to work it?
see, that's the problem. I know that's an expensive computer.
I'm coming. No, this table that we're watching here is still the final four. So Rob Phillips beat Carlos Barbosa in the first pairing. And this is Steven and Jerry that are the other pair. So we're just waiting for this match to finish. And Rob will play the winner of this one. And that will be the final match.
This one's checkmate. This one. It's a checkmate.
Hello, Michigan. This is Steven versus Jerry. And they're keeping it tight. I believe that makes it 5-5. I know. So Rob and Carlos actually just played. They were two of the final four. And Rob came out on top. I think the score was 9-2. And that just happens when buddies play buddies. So Rob is now waiting for the winner of this match that we're watching now, and this is Steven versus Jerry. Sorry. So this tournament here, for those of you who haven't heard, we started this tournament with 50 players at an $80 entry. It's 10 ball on the 9 foots. We played double knockout 7-6. Sorry, racing to 7 and 6 on the A and B sides. We played to 32 players. At 32 players, we did a redraw where the players got brand new tournament life. We continued with the double knockout, racing to 7 and 6, till we got down to the final 8. At the final 8, we're going single elimination, racing to 9. So with the single elimination, there is no hot seat. We're just playing down to the final 8, to the final 4, to the final 2, and the winner takes home first place. Steven and Jerry are just trying to finish up the last half of their match. They're keeping it tight. It's kind of going back and forth. Steven has made a couple of combos on the 10 ball to keep it tight, just capitalizing on Jerry's mistakes and vice versa. So they're currently tied at 5-5. At the end of the redraw, when we got down to the final 8, obviously we're forced to do a new redraw because we had still an A and a B side from the double knockout. So we did another redraw at 8 just to put everybody on equal level. But how it ended up in the double knockout was it was Stephen, Rob, Edwin. Sorry, let me check that information. Yeah, sorry, it was Robin Edwin, Gary Nagel, and Stephen Halem that was left on the A side. So those 4 players went undefeated in the 32-man bracket. Joe is still here, Eric, but he is just spectating. Joe went out in the 5 to 8 spot.
What's that?
You like the thing.
Oh yeah. It's nothing you can do but like it. What time is it? 4:30?
Is that 6 over there, Ryan?
What's that?
Is that 6?
Jerry.
too quiet over there. Close match. See, this one should have been the stream table. Probably would have played better further away.
But we were going to have so many Edmonton watchers.
They probably didn't.
No, there's maybe...
140 at the top, or something like that on there.
Can't remember.
Yeah, Rob played good.
Hey Carol, these are LED lights, so they're probably, I don't know, they're not even an inch thick, not even, probably 2 feet by 4 feet. So 2 wide, 4 feet long, and not even an inch thick. They're quite slim, and they're very bright. I hate hearing myself.
I hear you. That's all.
We don't have any t-shirts at the moment, Todd. We just had a couple made just for a couple of the staff and a player that we sponsored. But they are coming down the pipeline, and we will let you guys know as soon as they're available.
He's had like 3 of these combos.
I know he's gone for a couple combos just to even it up and get ahead. Yeah.
They're tough to run out. That's the problem. And he's jacked up a little bit in this one, so this will be a little bit tough. He makes it again. Jesus.
He doesn't realize that.
6-6, Stephen and Jerry. This is a race to 3 now. Seems like Stephen is not letting Jerry run out the table. If he lets Jerry to the table to run it out, he doesn't get back. So he's just trying to capitalize on his mistakes, make the combo, keep it tight and even. I think Stephen is the favorite in this match, Todd, just with his experience on 9-foot tables, on tight tables, because like I had said earlier, I don't know if you heard or not, Stephen's got a lot of experience on the Chinese 8-ball tables. He is originally from BC in the Vancouver area and played a lot of the Chinese 8-ball qualifiers. And he's actually been sent over to China twice now to represent Canada. He plays pool every day. Pool is his job. He's still very young. I think he's very early 20s, 21, 22. Oh, somebody's telling me he's 25, so not that early 20s, but but pool is his work. He loves it. He wants to make money at it. He's got a lot of family background with pool and billiards. Jerry is a fantastic shot also, however, but he has a family and a job. I believe he's a teacher a couple of hours north from Calgary where we're at. But still a very respectable game. But just as far as experience and as much as he plays, I think Stephen is the favorite. But Stephen and Jerry are very close. They've played in a couple of team events together, and they have either won it or placed very high. So they know each other very well. And it's always hard when you play a friend, right, Carlos?
Oh, it's the worst.
like beating Mark and Terry and all those guys when I play.
You would probably know better than us, Laurel. Steven is always just Steven. I don't think I've ever asked him how old he was. But I'm going to ask him now. But I'm sure you know. Yeah, nobody ever likes to play their friend. Steven's on the 3-ball. It looks like his table is pretty open. Not too much to work out.
That's Joe. Joe. How old is Steven? How old is Steven?
So we just confirmed Steven's age with his brother Joe, who is here. And it looks like he is 22. However, we are stalking his Facebook as we speak. And on his Facebook, it says 92, which would make him 25. So I don't know if he had posted an older age for other recreational purposes. He's going to kill me for saying that. But that's where the conflict of information came from. But I'll be wagging my finger at him later. No, sorry, Carrie. This is originally we were streaming Rob and Carlos, but they finished their match, so we're zoomed in on Steven and Jerry on a further back table, but Ryan hasn't changed the names on the stream. So sorry for the confusion.
Oh, you know what? I haven't sent it over. There you go. How's that?
Ursula would know.
Say abracadabra. Boom, gone.
Ursula would definitely know.
Thanks, Mama.
You sure?
Well, the mother has spoken, and she would definitely know how old he is. So I'm just going to inform him that he has conflicting information on his Facebook. But like I said, there may have been a purpose to that earlier. I'm not really sure.
At 22, he's at an amazing level. At 25, he's very good. 3 years of experience.
Steven should be up one here.
Where's all the chocolate? No more Arrow? No more Captain Crunch? Coffee Crunch?
or-
Anything? I want caramel. Those suck. Here, I'll take one anyways. I like the other chocolate. This is like the worst chocolate.
Steph ate all the good ones.
Yeah.
That's actually Joe that ate all the good ones.
Did Joey call you?
Yeah. They're like my adoptive kids. Oh, that's a very good point, Dave. You never know. I'm sure there was some ulterior motive.
He was 12 when he set up his Facebook, and mine was raised. My kids didn't.
Steven's on the 10. It's got it. So for the first time in this match, Steven is up one on Jerry. He's been kind of coming from behind the whole way, so maybe he can get it done from this point.
Too hard to rate on. run through.
That may be true, Carrie. I'm not really sure. I'm not very confident in my FBI abilities, so I'm just going to ask him, Stephen,
What's that?
about why his birth date on his Facebook is different than his real birth date. And then I'm going to tell his mom on him.
Well, 10 years ago,
That's what I said. He was probably 12
you
when
have
he
to
set
be,
up
I
his,
think you have to be 14
you
or
have to be
16.
13 to set up a Facebook page. So if he set up his Facebook page 10 years ago, he was only 12. So he would have added 3 years like my kids did. My kids lied about their Facebook pages too. So.
It's either lying to say they're older, or we're trying to lie to say we're younger. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, Ederly, thanks for tuning in. How come we didn't see you at this tournament? Looks like Steven just played a really great safety from this angle. Just kind of hit and stick right behind that ball that's on the rail. I can't see what that is. Must be the 8 ball. Looks like the 8 and 9 ball on that rail there.
760.
Just hit the 7, stuck behind the 8. Jerry looks pretty perplexed. That was a good safety. This next match coming up, Rob is waiting for the winner of this match here. And that next match we'll put on the closer table, obviously, and we'll be able to see the table and the layout of the balls a little bit easier. Jerry's going to try kicking at it. Missed it. Giving Steven ball in hand. That's always dangerous.
Good timing. Well, I'm gonna sit down and watch. I'm gonna sit down and watch and commentate on the final. Obviously, we're rooting for somebody.
Somebody.
Somebody. I'm not gonna say the name. I'm just bored now. Now I just want to go home. Maybe I should
Somebody.
just take
Somebody.
somebody.
I'm not going to say who.
They could Uber it, you know?
So I don't think Roger's coming back. I don't think I asked him if he's coming back. He says, "Nice, I'll see you in Evanston soon for the cash." I think I might have to grab it. And then, yeah.
They could Uber it back to
Is that Italy?
Yeah.
Hey, Italy. This is the semi. There's only 2 semis, and then
Yeah,
Rob's waiting
kind
in
of.
the final.
I don't know if Italy knows the format
Yeah.
that we worked out. Was
It
it
worked out
really?
It worked out quite well for me. I
Yeah,
lost
really
twice, yeah,
good.
and I still could have
Really
won the
good.
tournament.
Well, technically you could lose 3 times in this format, right?
No, twice is the most. I did lose 3
No.
times, and I'm out. You can
No,
only-
because if you lose once
you lose once and you
to
lose
the
once.
redraw and you make
only
it to
lose
the A
twice.
side,
Twice.
no, because then if you go back to the A side, then you can go to the B side.
Yeah, that's what happened with me. You can only lose twice. If you lose 3 times, you're officially out. Think about it.
I am thinking about it.
Oh my
How
God,
dare
it's
you?
not hard. Woman.
Wow.
Okay, so Steph is a woman, just let you guys know. You can only lose twice.
Yes, you're right. So we started out with 12 today, made it down to the final 8. So these 2 pairs that we have here, Steven versus Jerry and Carlos versus Rob, was the final 4. So technically semifinal.
This is semi-final. Yeah, that's the way they say it. Yeah. There's no.
I'm just
it's-
always used to 2 players.
Yeah, it's not an A final. It's just a
Right.
semi-final because it's single knockout. Oh no, he didn't. Yes, I did say that. I'm sure that's from my comment.
Carlos is in good punching distance.
I'm like 5'0". Anyone can take it.
I haven't bought you a booster seat yet, so you're good.
Oh, wow.
I'll have to get that drink for me another time.
Your brother wrote that last
Yeah, you owe me a
night.
drink, but I'm not gonna have one before the drive. Well, because I took it like.
It's still 2 hours.
All right, we'll have one drink.
Yes, let's do it.
I'll have one drink. Elaine, keep it to yourself. No positive women thoughts here.
Carlos is good. He takes it just as much as he dishes it, so
Oh.
we're all good.
40 years of taking it. Oh, that sounds bad.
No breaks. Keep going. Tell him that.
Okay, so these guys are just gonna go for a quick break. Steven is on the hill, so just gonna wait for these guys to come back. Maybe another game or 2 or 3,
Then we'll get the final going.
and then we'll get the final
See, like I
going.
said, not bad, all things considered. Not bad, all things considered.
You know what? We did really good timing with this tournament, actually. The only things I would have tweaked was possibly doing another bracket on the Friday.
Easy. 'Cause then
And
Saturday,
then
you don't have to
just
put
to-
in the morning, yeah.
Yeah, and then just to watch the timing a little bit better at the redraw instead of having to wait so long for that one match to finish, right? Yeah, so just a couple things to tweak, but otherwise, I think the format was really good. Made it really exciting. I'm gonna change up the draw a couple
It's different.
times.
I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, it can work out. It didn't work out for Gary this time because he was still in the A side. He never lost a match until this morning. It's Steven first thing. It's going to backfire on people and it's going to benefit others.
Yeah.
It's just the format.
Yeah.
It's a different format. And do I
But
want
did-
to bet on
did-
the final? No, I don't, because there's only one choice for me. I'm just telling you.
Did Rob lose the match?
What?
Did Rob lose the match?
Nope.
Yeah, so Rob was undefeated the whole tournament.
Yeah, all of these guys are undefeated the whole tournament except for Jerry. Jerry and me were the only ones that lost a match. Jerry lost 1 match, I lost 2 matches.
Right.
But I also lost to Rob twice. Because I played Rob twice. So that's a little unlucky.
Yeah, that's tough. You
I don't
lost to
wanna
him
say
right in the
double,
middle. Yeah.
You guys need softer chairs.
I know these
chairs are awful.
These chairs are
Seriously,
terrible.
They're awful. Like I mean, I've been here for 5 minutes and my ass is getting sore. Yeah, we need a spice rum and coke. Waitress,
Let's do it.
snap your fingers. Maybe they'll come.
Oh yes,
Yes, waitresses love that. By the
they
way. When you
come.
snap your
They come.
fingers,
Yes. Yeah. How does that work out for you at home?
Yeah. Oh, fantastic. I have 2 girls at home. They always gang up on me now.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. They do.
That is the
Emma's-
story of
she's
the
on
rest
mom's
of your
side,
life.
No matter what happens, she's on mom's side.
That's cute.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him to reply, but I'm assuming he's not coming back. I mean, they probably went home, unless they went to play it. Chill.
No, they went to play at Chill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, it depends if he comes back or not. Like I said, I asked him what I'll see if he says anything. If he doesn't, I'll just take it with me.
Whoa, Johnny.
Imagine if you had to push a
They
button on the
are-
server game. Yes, Brian, I know about your little. Never mind, I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. Actually, that's pretty cool though. Like at his new pool hall that is opening up soon, people. Yeah. he's gonna have-
Okay, I
he's gonna
have
have a
thought of
little,
that. I have thought of that. So just like on an airplane, when you push the button for
that's exactly
an
what's gonna happen.
attendant,
It's
yeah.
fantastic. So then you're gonna be playing at your pool table in the middle
That
of
is
anywhere,
genius. I hope
and
nobody steals that before you
push-
implement that.
Push a button and hey, waitress, get your ass over here. Yeah, I need drinks. It's not. I'm surprised Brian came up with it. He's not the brightest guy.
Well, you know, it's, sometimes
I'm pretty sure someone told Brian about it actually.
that could have happened. That could have happened.
Brew has it for Urimore. Well, there you go. See, Butler, you stole it. But you know what? It doesn't matter. It's a great idea either way. Because I don't know any pool hall that has it.
I've thought about that actually for table service. You know, when you're like at playoffs and you need a ref. So rather than calling the ref or waving your cue around the air for 10 minutes until a ref sees you, if you had like a little, you know,
But this is like a,
bicycle flag to wave or a flashing red button above the table.
Casa Bonita in Denver, you have a little umbrella or something that you put on your table. Someone will let you want some more. Oh, it's a flag. It's over there.
I don't even know what that means.
Your flag.
IQ test for rolls?
Carlos can't put it together.
Sorry, Ryan. I'm way too dumb for that.
For rolls with a Z. Zzz.
IQ test? Maybe he's calling me dumb.
I'm sure there's many hidden messages.
Yeah. It's all subliminal messages with Brian.
He's always so vague. Why can't he just come out and say it? Just come out and say it.
He's an ass.
Okay, so Steven's back at the table. He's looking at that 5-7 because it looks like after the 3-4, can't really see the angles. But
Yeah,
obviously
it's
might be tough to get back from.
Actually, really tough to tell from here.
Yeah,
There he goes, and it's Carol. Oh, who's Carol? Are you Carol?
I don't know.
I don't
Who's
know
Carol?
I don't know who Carol is. I know.
Like Christmas carols?
Yeah, maybe that's what he means. Maybe always think Christmas carols is dumb.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ryan thinks everything's dumb. Pool's dumb. Hockey's dumb. Girls are dumb. So Steven is on the hill here.
Oh, it's a good shot.
Oh,
Yeah, his
oops.
only problem is the 5. He just has
Yeah,
to-
so he was looking
I
at.
don't know if it goes anywhere by the 10 or not exactly. So it's definitely tough. Yeah,
It looks like it doesn't go to either corner because of the 7 or the 10. And it's tough to come in behind it. So he's looking to see if there's any sort of combo or any way to come behind that 5. It's tough to get on that one.
Maybe might have to shoot the 5-10 combo.
I chose to play all the matches on the 9 foots upstairs utterly, just because when we had them redone in June, they all play way tighter than the diamonds, and I just thought it would be unfair to make the players change gears, go from table to table, just for spectating purposes.
Like I said, it's better that everybody plays on the same table. Just because you get to the final four, you play on the diamonds now, and no, that's not right.
Yeah,
because we got there playing on these tables.
Yeah,
then go to play on different. Yeah, no, that's definitely the way to go.
I thought about it, putting the final four on the diamonds downstairs and played from there, but
no, I'm glad you didn't. It wouldn't have been the right thing to do.
just play the whole tournament on the same tables. These tables play so much different from the diamonds now, so
yeah, these are tighter, way tighter than diamonds. I mean, the only difference is the speed of the rails, but I mean, these are good tables. They gotta hit it in the center of the pocket. It kind of messes with your head a little bit.
these the pockets are
No
super
good.
tight.
No good.
Oh, he did not want to be there. But I'm sure he'll figure out a safety here.
He's just gonna flick it. Probably move. He might be able to flick and go. Yeah, it depends on. Yeah, he'll figure something.
When we got these tables redone in June, they are new cloth, new rails. The pockets are all shimmed, but the pockets are quite narrow and quite deep. So,
And cut one.
yeah, all weekend we've been watching balls rattle, getting spit back out.
Honestly, that 7 against Rob in the second game when I hit, I thought I hit that. Like it just.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought I hit it good.
Yeah, but sometimes with too much force too, they bounce out,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. No, but because I caught the rail just a hair early, and you can't. It has to be in the center. Or,
Yeah.
Definitely made you shoot pretty good. You had to shoot good. Is he calling 10 ball? Well, for his fourth combo.
Yeah.
Rob said
I guess he's gonna do
a
little rub.
For sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, it was tough though. I don't think he had it. He was
Yeah.
more focused on the safety. It looks like he got him. Okay, maybe you can see a piece. Yeah, it is hard to tell though.
We always lose. Just so sad.
Will that guy bring this? Can you order the drink off the bat?
Hmm?
Will that guy take your drink order?
Oh.
Who's at 8? Steven's on the hill at 8, and Jerry's at 6. Costas. Spice rum.
Scissor.
Spice rum and Coke.
Spice rum.
Tall with a lime wedge.
You want a double?
No.
Oh.
Oh, we are going to 9, guys. We're going to 9. So Steven, like I said, is on the hill.
Single elimination race to 9.
Bullshit. Just hit it, and he sold out. Okay, well here's Steven's chance to win the match. Just has to make the 5, hold for the 6. We'll see. We'll see.
Thanks, Ursula. I got lucky maybe with a good call. Could have bit me in the butt either way. Yeah. Sometimes, I have access to 10 tables, but I only used 8, so could have run a little longer. Could have been playing till midnight tonight. You never know.
Good shot.
But it worked out, so.
Yeah, finals gonna start. Let's say 5:30. We'll be done by 7:38.
Which is good timing for a tournament.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Obviously, if we can finish a little earlier, that'd be great. But especially for you out-of-towners. But
Yeah. The wife wants me home.
I'm sure she does.
Not that way. I got chores.
So Churchy says to me, he's like, I know I need to make it home for daylight. It's like, I need to go to my yard and I need to pick up dog poop. He's like, that's my goal. I need to get home during daylight so I can pick up dog poop. I'm like, do you realize how pathetic that sounds? You have nothing better to do with your life than a goal to get home during daylight.
Because
for
he always
that.
works like 8 to 4. Then it's
No,
an
I
hour.
said it's worth your $50. Get somebody to come by and do it.
Yeah.
Then you don't have
There's
to
a
plan.
company that does it, I know.
Oh, there's tons.
Oh, good shot. Goes in the corner. Places up in the corner. 9 on the side. Yeah, okay. That was the shot. That was the only tough one. Well,
Left himself perfect on that 9. As long as he doesn't have a muscle spasm and follow that in, he's good. And I would say he's pretty much golden. I don't see Steven missing this one. Oh, Jody, I have had many dogs. But my advantage is I will not fight for the daylight. I'll just pay somebody the $50 and get it done. Otherwise, I'll be waiting for weeks. Weeks and weeks and weeks. Good job, Steven. Okay, guys, so we're just going to give the players a quick break, maybe 15 minutes, and we're going to reset the stream. So join us back here in about 15-20 minutes, and we'll get the final going. Churchy, you know I love you. Oh, don't worry, I can do it. Thank you so much.
No, it'll make me crazy.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
It'll make me crazy.
It is kind of making me crazy too. I've done it in shifts 8 times already.
You can do the right over